Welcome to the Point Second Podcast. My name is James Keeley. With me, as always, is Sammy Schaefer. How you doing, Sammy?
I'm doing awesome, James.
Look, we're weathering the storm here.
Yeah, it came down out of nowhere. Bad out of hell type storm.
It was like 100 degrees all day in Chicago, Illinois area, and then a massive storm hit. A lot of down trees.
Yeah.
We have not lost power yet, so we're going to try to bang out this episode. Got one complaint from our super fan Bill Stansbury. He's like, yeah, the show was an hour, a little bit long. I'm like, all right. Thought you liked the show.
Okay, fine. We'll take that in consideration for sure.
He and Liz are in a big feud about who's the biggest super fan. I thought he'd be laughing it off. I thought she'd be laughing it off. They're serious.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is this online? Can I join the feud?
We'll talk about it.
Okay, got
Two
it.
nice Christian people at each other's throats.
Wow.
Not very Christian.
Not at all.
All right, to remind the rest of the audience, not just two people, all we take is underdogs, overs, and props. We talk a little bit of pop culture. There's a lot to talk about in the world.
Yes.
We got to get to news and then more news later and then put in some picks, get it together. We have a lot to talk about.
We'll
Sammy.
keep it under 45 minutes, though.
Well, I don't know about that. Sammy, what's on the show?
All right. Florida State has no one to blame, sacrilegious game day drinks, and a $100 million podcast deal.
Please say it's us. Please say it's us. Please say it's us! All right, Sammy. Episode 1 of Season 2 went fantastic.
Yes.
Dozens of views.
Dozens.
Thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
We can thank them all personally. We can call them 12-minute segments.
Let's just start a group text with all of them.
12-minute segment. We're still working on it, folks. Sammy, everybody wants to know. Still retired?
Yes.
Another week goes by.
You got to judge. You're going to be the judge in this one, okay?
Well
so
then.
the boys were in town. I went to go see a show on the South Side, and they called me on stage because I love being on the microphone. I did take my ass out on stage, but I did not get paid to do it. So does that count as still being retired?
How much did you show?
Full butt. Full rear, nothing more than just the butt. And it wasn't like dancing, but I didn't get paid, and I didn't get paid for it. So I think that's still technically retired.
And you're not in stripper shape.
Definitely not. That's why I showed only the butt.
And I'm not judging, but you say I'm not in stripper shape.
No.
I feel like I'm going to go with still retired.
Yes. All right. You guys heard it. Still retired.
But I think your twin brother Eric would say this is the genesis of Sammy's 7th coming out of retirement.
You were right about that.
Party.
Yeah. Eric still says the same thing. I'll never retire.
Yeah. So you went downtown. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Downtown Chicago.
Yeah.
Any issues? The DNC was happening. They were like, stay away. It's going to be chaos.
I stayed away from that area.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was chaos in that area. I mean, you couldn't park. All the streets were blocked off from parking. You had to have special, permits to park anywhere out there. It was a huge party, so you couldn't get restaurants or anything. They were all booked for private events.
I think they were trying to make like there was going to be a lot of safety issues, so they could just have the entire city to themselves.
Oh yeah, they built a cage around it, like it was going to be a riot, and there was no.
I hear that thing is pretty wild. They had a lot of TikTok videos where people were talking about wild sex and stuff and posting.
I didn't hear about sex.
They sang a little song. It was it looked like a gay man and a woman, and they were singing some little jingle they put about being D'd down at the DNC. The D, it stands for.
They did that, didn't they do that in Congress?
They did.
So why not a DNC?
That's true. I forgot about that. We had that on the show.
We do have a friend that was there. I won't say her name, but she said it was a blast. She went one day and she partied all day and all night.
I'm sure it's a good party. It should be a good party. We should celebrate our democracy. Everybody should stop being so uptight.
Yes.
I mean, one side, they're both knuckleheads. One side's evil. We won't talk about which side that is. But, the other side's full of knuckleheads, too.
Yes.
You decide.
Flip a coin.
Just lighten up, everybody. The world isn't going to end, or maybe it will. Who knows? Give it some time. But it's funny because there were some articles. Some of my friends sent me some articles that are not Democrats.
Okay.
And they're like, look at these monsters. But it's funny because Planned Parenthood came and they set up an abortion little van.
And
a vasectomy van and parked a taco truck next to it, which I think is nice.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
Just clear out your belly and then fill it with tacos. I just made that up. So horrible.
That's so bad.
So horrible.
We know you got room.
We know you got room. Clear out for these tacos. Don't worry about that mortal sin you just created.
A vasectomy ban.
A vasectomy ban. Yeah.
An abortion ban.
It's funny because the concept of you should have your rights for everything, I'm fully on board with, right? And there's some things I agree with and some things I disagree with on both sides. I try to not bother people with my bullshit.
Yeah.
But it's funny to me when Planned Parenthood comes up, and that's a real hot button issue for some swing voters, and the DNC is probably like, no, we're good. We're good. It's like a Second Amendment rally, and everybody's like, we just want the right to bear arms, and then somebody shows up with a bazooka, and they're like, do you realize how many people I could kill with this? I'm like, no, shut up. He's got grenades across him, and so anyways.
Comes in Rambo style, bullets.
They're like, we're good, just shut up about that.
Oh, him again.
You don't if you want to talk about the rights, great.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be like, hey, free tacos for your abortion. All right. Enough of that bullshit. There's going to be plenty of politics. There was a $100 million podcast deal. It was not for us.
Man,
the world is shocked that the PTP didn't get this. Do you know who did get it? Was Kelsey Brothers. Travis and Jason Kelsey's podcast, New Heights, signed a new deal with Wondery, which is owned by Amazon. 3 years, $100 million.
Wow. These guys don't need the money.
They don't need the money.
And they just got another $100 million.
God bless them.
Here's my thing, though. Me, and nobody I know has ever listened to their podcast. I'm not saying it's a bad podcast, but the only reason they got this is because they got the Swifties behind them.
No.
Only reason they're that popular. Come on.
By that rationale, then their relationship with Travis and Taylor would be contrived, and we've never said that on this podcast ever.
That's a little bit of a leap, but you're getting close. But I agree. This could play into that whole.
I'm back.
But there's just no way anybody listened to them before Travis started seeing Taylor. I mean, not nobody. I shouldn't say they're nobodies because they're Super Bowl champions. So
they are, but it's just another sports podcast,
yes.
Right? As far as I know, I've never listened to it either. This is generational money. These guys already made a ton of money in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Jason Kelsey has a Super Bowl ring and retired at 36. Travis Kelsey has 3 Super Bowl rings, going for 4. Yeah. He wants to. He's sticking around, but he's 34 years old. But with this money, why are you risking even a bad knee after this?
But they're just so hot right now. They're going for that three-peat.
I guess so.
I mean, if you were looking at we could possibly three-peat, first NFL team in history to do that, you almost have to do it.
I don't know. What's the point of making all that dough if you can't spend it? If your brains are bashed in, or I don't know.
I mean, I guess look at Foreman.
But I guess this is the mindset you have to be a champion, and they're champions, and God bless them. Mm-hmm. But again, him and Taylor Swift is a total sham. It's a fake relationship. It's all based on getting the NFL and her little crossover fans. Mm-hmm. They've done a great job, and these two knuckleheads, not us, those other two knuckleheads. $100 million 3-year podcast. That's going to be the worst sports signing since the Jets signed Neil O'Donnell, or the Jets signed any free agent ever. Take that. My buddy's a Jets fan. Take that, buddy. Every time the Dolphins have an issue, you know who you are, Double D. All right. And more sports news. The Babe Ruth called shot jersey sold at auction last weekend. It was previously sold in 2005 for $940,000. It came back on auction 19 years later, but it has new evidence that it was used in not only the 1932 World Series, but in Game 3 where they say Babe Ruth called a shot. Okay? It sounds suspicious.
Okay.
You could see a deep fake right now where the former President Biden is, saying horrible things. I was very scared when deepfakes came out.
Yeah.
Because what if he declares war? What if he calls Kim Jong-un or something a bad name and that idiot presses a button?
Yeah.
Or,
because they're too good. His deepfakes
they're
are way
so
too good.
The first one that came out with Tom Cruise, I was like, why is Tom Cruise saying that?
Oh, yeah.
And then, I've never seen him, and I would admit it if I have, but apparently there's dirty movie ones with, huge celebrities. Have you seen those?
I heard about them.
I feel like
know
lying right now.
they actually passed a law to make that illegal, so if you get caught doing it, you go to jail.
Okay, I did not know that. Mm-hmm. Because I think that's too far. It's a bridge too far. You shouldn't be able to just take someone's handsome or pretty face and make them just do the most horrible sex
Keira Knightley doesn't want to have a porn? Too bad.
Yeah, well, So sorry. It's your fault you decided to be attractive. People like you. The called shot, though, that Ruth did, has been questioned. Some people say that it was a sports reporter that said he called a shot. Some people say he called a shot, and then he was like, oh yeah, that totally, like he leaned into it. I think people want to believe it, right? But my question to you, it's sold in 2005 for $940,000. Now they got new evidence. How much do you think it sold for at auction?
2005?
Yeah, 2005, so 2024, 19 years later.
$5 million?
$24 million.
Wow.
$24 million.
Imagine the guy that sold that for, what'd you say, 900,000?
Yeah, 940, but yeah,
But
right.
that guy looking at it now like, oh my god.
With auction fees and everything.
Wow.
I don't know. I still think it's probably bullshit. But hey, somebody paid $24 million. So
Wow.
The sports director of this Heritage Auctions, his name is Chris Ivey. He said this is essentially the Mona Lisa of sports memorabilia, and it probably is.
Okay, yeah.
But it's suspect, like there's it's 100 years old-ish, but anyways. But then he said, this stuff is a great conversation starter.
$24 million conversation starter.
He goes, this stuff is a great conversation starter as opposed to, buying more IBM stock, investing in real estate. A lot of people feel like they were kind of maxed out on those things. What a pretentious, rich asshole.
I know.
Oh, God.
Like, hey, you need an icebreaker?
Yeah.
Here's a $24 million jersey.
And, how far does it go? Like, when they buy in, the Elephant Man's bones and stuff, I think Michael Jackson, didn't they say he had the Elephant Man's bones?
I did not hear that one, but he
had
that
was that was definitely a rumor because he put it in a video. And I don't know if he actually did, but he did some weird things.
Yes.
Very talented.
Very talented.
I like that song Human Nature a lot. But rich people, they're a different kind. You can't talk to a rich person. They're horrible.
No. And you're spending $24 million in that. It's going to go in your Rolodex of stuff that you have that's really expensive.
You just got to be maniacal. How can you enjoy like a steak dinner and maybe a little ooh la la after? You can't. There's nothing's going to satisfy. You got to do weird stuff to put a smile on your face. But at least somebody that rich, they deserve it. My problem is the guys that make $103,000 and they're dropping in casual conversation that they make six figures, and then they try to big time you. What do you do? I take care of my children. I make six figures. That's the one that they need a swirly.
Yeah,
like in a high school bathroom swirly, an old school swirly.
Yeah.
All right. There's more news. I had to bring some of this up. I felt like you hadn't retired. You sent me a picture from that thing you went to.
You had that feeling?
I had a feeling you did something. You were like, I gotta go. I have work. I'm like, oh, you're gonna put that reel out? You're like, I also have to go to a male strip review. I'm like, well, I'm glad you're dedicated to this show. I'm gonna sit and write a fucking script all night. All right, let's go to some college football. Have you done your studying?
Not in college.
Oh, not in college. Oh, really? Or NFL or anything.
I'm getting into NFL this year, but college I zone out.
You know what? If this was a podcast about male strip reviews, God, you'd be the expert.
I would be. I'd be getting that deal that Kelsey's got.
I'm getting fucking on to the next thing, son of a bitch. College football picks. All right, Sammy. College football picks. Week 0. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of action, but we picked one game. Mm-hmm. What was it, Sam?
All right, number 10, Florida State at Georgia Tech. This was the Aer Lingus Classic in Dublin, Ireland. We took Georgia Tech plus 11.5.
Oh, 11.5 points. That's a lot. Mm-hmm. What was the final score?
Georgia Tech, 24-21.
An outright win to start the season.
No points needed.
I know. A buddy of mine texted. He's like, what else you like today? I'm like, nothing. Nothing. I like that win. You know what? I like my money. I'm gonna take. Well, you don't like. I suffered over this one because I think last year we took 9 games in week 1 or week 0. We went 2-7, and I'm like, I gotta dig myself out of this hole.
Oh, that's right. We started off really rough.
It was horrible, and I was picking games that no one heard of. My buddy Stu was like, why don't you pick games that people will actually watch instead of degenerate gambler nonsense? Yeah. So I was like, okay, let's do that. We changed our process a little bit. Ended up having a wonderful winning record. Yeah. Florida State, boy, they wanted to make a massive statement after being denied a shot at the last 14 playoff ever. It's 12 teams this year. We're going up to 12 teams. They went from we could never just have anything other than the national championship game to a playoff. That was 12 teams. How long till it's 64 teams?
It's just everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Yeah. So they thought they were going to bounce back. They didn't. They got Florida State as a quarterback named DJ Uiagalelei. You don't need to learn the name. He's on his third team. It's not going well. Yeah. So, sorry, DJ. You seem like a nice guy. The PTP is 1-0. Let's start it. Let's keep it going. What's our first game, Sammy?
North Dakota State at Colorado. That's this Thursday at 7 p.m. North Dakota State is plus 9.5. Total 60.5.
Okay, so North Dakota State is in the FCS. They don't play a lot of the teams in the FBS.
Okay.
But Coach Prime is back, my friend.
Nice.
Coach Prime is back. It started off very interesting last year when they beat TCU 45-42 in the opener. And then it kind of, went... It kind of exploded. What were some of the other stuff? They and then they had Colorado State. Oh, they beat Nebraska after that, 36-14. And then they beat Colorado State. And then they played Oregon. Did not go very well. They lost 42-6. So a lot of ups and downs. Deion's son, Shedeur Sanders, is looking to be maybe the number one pick. I don't know. I don't buy it. He's looking for the Heisman. He's looking to get that bag, is what Deion says.
Okay.
That money. So, North Dakota State typically dominates. I looked at it. They put up a lot of points. They give up a lot of points. So does Colorado. North Dakota State's getting 9.5. That looks interesting because, again, Colorado is very up and down. Sammy, what are we taking?
We're taking that total at 60.5.
We got to take the over. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's keep it simple in week 1. Week 0, we took a team. We took a side.
Yeah.
We did all right. I can take some overs now.
There we go.
That's my show. Fuck with the people thing. What's the next game, Sam?
Number 14, Clemson at number 1, Georgia. This Saturday, it's 11 a.m. game. Clemson is plus 13.5 with a total at 48.5.
So there's games Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Ooh.
Look at this.
Nice.
We are your boys. Follow us on X. We're going to give you some other picks. We'll talk about that later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These are two teams looking to make the playoffs, 14-1. Okay, Georgia should be a lock, but they play Bama, Texas, Ole Miss, and Tennessee after this opener. They got a really tough schedule, and they're starting out number 1. But even if they slide, they could be a 2-loss team probably, and get into the playoffs. So, but they're still going to want to pound them. And there's they got to play some unranked SEC teams that may beat them up. Maybe not beat them, but beat them up. Clemson looked really bad last season. They ended up winning their last 6, but this Cade Klubnik is their quarterback. He was supposed to be in the same conversations as Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence, and he's not even close. Maybe he turns it around this season, but we'll see. Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney's under a lot of pressure. Well, you win, and then they want you to win and win again, and you can't do that unless you're Nick Saban. Rest in peace, sweet Nick. Dabo's kind of considered like a relic of the old school approach to coaching that it's not going to really translate to the transfer portal and NIL deals. So we'll see. He throws these pizza parties when they win. He's like, if we win the ACC, everybody gets unlimited pizzas. I brought this up last year.
Yeah, you know, and it's just such a back in pizza day in school, you get like a half a slice type.
Yeah, that works when the kids are 9 and not 22 and driving Porsches.
Yeah,
so
shit about pizza.
It's two healthy teams. It's a season opener. Georgia's defense could be great, but Clemson team total is 13.5. I mean, that's not a lot. I was looking at that. What are we taking?
Taking that over, 48.5.
Another over.
Another over.
It's in the Mercedes-Benz Dome, the former Georgia Dome. I like it. Let's go with that. What's the next game, Sam?
Number 7, Notre Dame at number 20, Texas A&M. It's Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Notre Dame is plus 3, total 46.5.
All right. Texas A&M has a new head coach. This Mike Elko from Duke. Marcus Freeman is in his 3rd season at Notre Dame. He's 19-8. He's doing all right. Notre Dame has a new quarterback, Riley Leonard from Duke. Pretty big kid. He had a pretty big season 2 years ago, and then he had an ankle injury last year. A little banged up, but he seems to be healthy now. Jimbo Fisher is gone, so this could be a fun game to watch, for Texas A&M. What are we taking?
Over 46.5.
Another
That's
over?
3.
That's 3 over. Mm-hmm. Notre Dame plus 3. I might, if I had to take a side, that's probably something I'd look at, but I don't know. We're taking another over. All right. What's the last one we're taking here?
Number 13, LSU at number 23, USC. That's Sunday at 6:30 p.m. USC is plus 4.5 with a total of 64.
Yeah, this one's in Vegas, Allegiant Field, Raiders Stadium.
Nice.
USC had Caleb Williams last season. Where's he playing now, Sam?
He's a local boy now.
He's a local boy.
Mm-hmm.
LSU had Jaden Daniels. He was.
I have been studying.
You have. Where'd Jaden Daniels go in the NFL?
No idea.
He was the number 2 pick to the Washington Commanders.
Oh, I was going to say something random, not Washington.
So those players were the 1 and 2 in the draft. So if they were playing in this game, it'd be like unbelievable. New quarterbacks are coming in. You know, they seem to be okay. Brian Kelly, the coach of LSU, has this Garrett Nussmeier, QB, performed well in limited action. His dad actually played in the NFL. He was named Doug Nussmeier, or Nussmeier, depending on how you want to say it. He was a coordinator for Bama for a little while. Now he is the quarterback's coach for the Eagles. Lincoln Riley, the coach of USC, has Miller Moss. Miller Moss replaced Caleb Williams and played in the Holiday Bowl, threw for 372 yards and 6 touchdowns. Where's the one? 6.
Big.
So, I mean, it looks like they can put up some points. Both teams kind of had shite defenses last year. What are we taking?
Another over, 64.
I found the over, Sam.
Yeah, you
and
love
I
it.
love the overs.
4, yeah, you do. You're excited. 4 of them today.
I make no apologies. See, DraftKings, we love you, DraftKings.
Mm-hmm.
You can do no wrong, by the way. But DraftKings isn't releasing the team totals like they do kind of later in the season.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of props up yet. So we're limited to, overs and faves. I mean, dogs. Sorry.
Ooh.
God. You know what would be funny, though? Is if this Miller Moss starts doing really, really great for USC and Caleb Williams struggles, the Bears fans are going to go nuts.
They absolutely will.
They're going to torture themselves. They're going to go, it's just the Lincoln Riley offense. This guy's shit. He's terrible. We wasted the number 1 pick.
Well, and that's what I hate all Bears fans, because if we don't get that W right away, they turn on the team so fast.
Yeah. Everybody's expecting 9 wins in a wild card playoff slot. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm going to love the carnage. Other games I'm looking at. What's the first one, Sammy?
Number 19, University of Miami at the unranked Florida Gators, Saturday at 2:30. Gators are plus 2.5, total of 54.
Just seeing if my Gator friends are watching. Dig the unranked Florida Gators. This game would have been so fun when I was growing up, because I'm a South Florida boy. UM versus UF should still be interesting. Gators plus 2.5 at home in the Swamp? I don't know. UF head coach is Billy Napier. Last 2 seasons, his record is 11-14. So you're like, oh, that's terrible. But then you look at the UM head coach, Mario Cristobal. His record is 12-13 in the last 2 seasons. So I don't know. UM has Cameron Ward. He's the quarterback from Washington State. Puts up some good numbers. He's a good player, but he played Washington State, so it's hard to tell. The UM team total over 29.5 looks kind of interesting. The Gator defense didn't look very good last year, but it's brand new. I don't know. They might pound it on the ground. I don't know. I might stay away. What's the next one?
Boston College at FSU. It's Monday at 6:30. Boston College is plus 15.5 with a total of 50.5.
So, I mean, is FSU broken, or do they come back and they beat them by 40? Tough one.
Mm-hmm.
I got to look at BC. BC plus 15.5. That might be a play. They were getting 20.5 before they took the loss to Georgia Tech. So,
okay.
And then maybe a Friday game for the long weekend, just to get every day in. FSU at Michigan State. Tom Herman's at FAU. They were getting 14 at one point. I'm not sure about that one. I'll look into that. And TCU at Stanford is another Friday game. Right. So we'll post those on X. Keep following us on X. We got a little Brett Weinstein following us on X, and not a whole lot of other action. So we got to pump up our social media.
That's true.
But that's
we'll try to put it up here on the screen for you.
Yeah, we'll put it up on the screen for you. Look at that,
yeah.
Mr. Effects. All right, that's it for our college football picks. On to the next thing.
Are these game day drinks?
Sammy.
Yeah.
It's time for everybody's favorite drinking game. These game day drinks.
Nice.
What do we have today, Sam?
Well, we are going a little healthy because we should. First off, we're starting off with our non-alcoholic brews. And we're going to start with the Athletic Brewing Company. Is that what we're doing first? Athletic Brewing Company. Yeah. It is their Oktoberfest brew. Oktoberfest Fest brew. That seems redundant.
Cheers.
You seem so excited.
Bill Stansberry, super fan.
Yeah.
Number 1 or number 2, you decide, America, said, if you're eating healthy, anything with a fork for game day food should be 1 point deduction. And I was like, that's actually not too bad. Okay. I don't think it should be a whole point. Mm-hmm. But what the hell is a non-alcohol... By the way.
Ooh, look at that merch.
Look at that merch.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that merch. Jackie helped me out with this because I'm...
She's killing it.
Yeah. Merchandise director. Would you care for one?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if anybody wants one of these, you just stop me. Stop me for an autograph, and then be like, "Can I get one of them fancy?" Cool. Look at the color on this. Shot tea. All right. Cheers. I'm going in very prejudiced. Well, about the drink, not about humans.
No. We know the truth.
Okay. I am going to knock it down because there's no booze in it, okay? I'm not a mocktail guy.
No, but that's the weird thing. Apparently, non-alcoholic beer is really popular right now. I mean, there was a whole section for it in Binny's.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a small corner. They had a whole aisle for it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going out on a limb. You gave this a 5.1.
Yeah!
Did you?
Good for you. Wow, that was impressive right off the bat.
I know when you find it wonderfully shitty. So even with a 1 point deduction, it is not a game day drink.
Yeah.
Sammy, what do you think I
think
gave?
you only worse 4.5.
I gave it a 5.3, but I'm liking it less.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a chicken shit and you're like, I don't want to tell people I'm not drinking, so I'm just going to hold this up so I can be social, instead of just saying, I don't want to drink, I'm not going to be pressured, I'm 45 fucking years old. Sorry, Bill. Bill said we cursed a lot in the last episode, too.
Well, yeah, I think we did.
I love that I'm just drinking a non-alcoholic beer, and I'm already...
And you're angry.
Yeah. First of all, we got to talk about not cursing in the next segment.
Yes, we will.
Oh, boy.
We're getting soft.
All right, what's the next one? We got another one.
Next one, we've got Go Brewing, Suspended in a Sunbeam Pilsner.
Okay. Oh, but real quick, back to the Athletic Brewing Company.
Yeah.
70 calories, not bad. 16 grams of carbs.
I don't know.
It's not good. It's not.
Oh, for being healthy, you mean?
It's not turning you into some muscle man.
So this was a local brew. This is Naperville, Illinois. This way, if we are mad, we can just go right to their front door.
I mean, we're rooting for you, Naperville.
Yeah, we're trying. I mean, hopefully you're better than Athletic Brewing Company.
Cheers. Looks prettier than that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. You like this? 0.1 point higher, 5.2.
Oh, 5.3.
God, just a little bit. I knew it.
It tasted more like a real beer.
Just a little bit.
Just a little. That's why I think you went up to 5.4.
5.4.
All right, we both got it right on that one.
We tried.
Yeah.
We tried. Look, we're eating the sweet green. Mm-hmm. We're doing this. I've shed a little. Again, this is fucking.
Ah, man, you've been doing
Is
good.
ever gonna go away?
You lost a lot of weight. Good for you.
I lost a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hitting the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody asked me if I was on Ozempic, and there was almost a fight. I'm like, I put the effort in. Okay, I haven't taken shortcuts.
That's really bad. I'm trying to congratulate somebody and then call them lazy at the same time.
Yeah, they're like, great biceps. Are those implants?
There's nobody with the willpower to work.
Right. They're like, we know you. No one's getting in shape at 45. Well, guess what? I don't feel like I am in shape, so eat shit. All right. No?
No on both of those.
I don't, yeah.
I guess, I mean, maybe it's the younger kids. I don't understand of wanting to drink an alcoholic beer.
I feel like this is, we've learned lessons. Mm-hmm. We were in the off season. Mm-hmm. Eat healthier. Don't drink as much. Mm-hmm. Stop as much drugs as you do. Like a little less?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't do that. You know how many drugs I've done in my entire life?
No. Really? You're missing out.
I'm sure I'd love them.
You would.
Do you realize how much weight I had to lose just to feel not horrible?
You definitely don't need them.
I have an addictive personality. That's why I'm drinking shit beer. Yeah, I haven't even smoked weed in my life. People are like, you should try edibles. I'm like, no.
No.
Don't need any of that.
You don't.
Thank you. I like my brain fresh so I can know a lot of wrestling trivia from the 80s. No thank you, sir. All right. And no thank you to these. Yeah. Cheers, though. All right, Sammy. Normally I'd be like, hey, let's have some drinks and do a little Hard Knocks talk.
Yeah.
But let's not have many more drinks. But we'll do Hard Knocks talk.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be a little more subdued because we're not drunk.
Yeah. I know. Well, I've already been letting loose. Episode 4.
Yep, just dropped today.
Yeah, just dropped today. There's a lot of 10 days till cuts. The cuts episodes are tough. It's hard seeing somebody working their ass off, being like
Yeah.
a top athlete, and then they're done, and then they got to find something else to do.
And in the
Dreams are
NFL,
crushed.
they care, but it's like, okay, on to the next one. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't have time to feel bad. They just move on.
Yeah, and it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody gets to be special. These are world-class athletes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we live in a very entitled society where people need to get cut, like from regular jobs.
Yeah.
Like I was at Jersey Mike's the other day.
Yeah.
The manager, prick.
Yeah.
So hey, not a fan.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he was like a real surly guy.
Yeah.
And he told me to like get my. He's like, "Can you get your arm off the sneeze guard, please?" No one else is in there, mind you. I'm getting subs for my kids so we can go to the pool.
I'm sorry you're going to have to wipe this glass later.
Yeah, and then he starts with this attitude, and I go, "Hey, sorry to be difficult, but I need you to change your gloves," because he's cleaning stuff and then touching the bread. Yeah,
Hey, he doesn't care.
yeah. So whatever.
And where's his cut, huh?
Go ahead
Come
and
on,
sue me.
Eberflus, get in there and cut that guy.
And another thing, can't blame it on the booze. All right.
Definitely, you can tell the first 2 episodes were just. I thought it was a little light because I've never seen the series before, and this 3, same thing. 4, it's starting to get serious.
It's starting to get
You
serious.
can definitely feel like, okay, they know season's right here. We got to get serious.
They're still trying to throw in a karaoke song, but
Yeah.
it's like people are losing their livelihood.
Mhm.
They're never going to be in the league anymore.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Spoiler alert, if you're a Bears fan, you already know, but one of the darlings of the show, Ian Wheeler,
That was so tough to see.
tore his ACL, texted his mom in the stands. His mom seems like a real sweetheart. That was tough. That was hard to watch, man.
You have to like this guy.
Yeah.
He's just a smart guy. I mean,
Yeah.
and to know that, like, you want to feel bad for him. His NFL career might not go anywhere, but to know he's going to fall back on his brain.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
he's ready to go to med school if he needs to.
Yeah.
Just an awesome guy.
In the NFL, not good for brains,
No, not at all.
as we know.
Maybe it's good so he doesn't get a couple concussions and then
Yeah.
just has to go to surgery and work on somebody in 10 years.
Just follow Antonio Brown on Twitter if you want to see what
Jesus.
CTE does. He admits it. He's like, I have CTE brain.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you're a nut.
Yeah.
You're from Liberty City. Like, you're just a nut from Liberty City. There's plenty of you. Just happen to be a fantastic wide receiver. Yeah. Now when we were watching the episode, and in between you farting on my couch, or in my recliner, I thought that Matt Eberflus, coach not that charming, and Caleb Williams were not getting along all that well. But you thought you didn't see it.
I don't. Well, when you say get along, like either you mean they just aren't clicking, or you think there's like animosity between the two.
They're certainly not clicking.
Okay.
From what I'm seeing.
Okay.
And you need to be like on point with these quarterbacks.
That's true.
A young quarterback, your head coach needs to be like your confidant, your
Yeah.
boy, because it doesn't work out the other way where you're tough on him unless you're Belichick, and I guess that's a different situation.
Different story, yeah.
But Brady needed a Belichick because
Mm-hmm.
Brady's a psychopath who needs someone telling him he's dog shit every day so that he gets up and doesn't have a carbohydrate.
So no, I guess I mean I don't think the clicks right there where they're meshing on that level. I don't think I saw any bad blood yet, but I don't know. Something could be brewing.
He Eberflus goes over to coach him and he's like, "Hey, listen, if you do the if you clock it, you can't take a step back, or that could be intentional grounding. We're trying to get the rules straight." And Caleb's like, "Okay," like almost being like a little uncoachable, but maybe he's just taking time to process it. Which maybe for Eberflus, seeing Caleb Williams who processes the game very fast, he's thinking he's giving him attitude. I don't know, but he's like, "I'm just telling you what they told me." And I'm like, "No, you're his coach.
Yeah.
Like you get to coach him, you get to say it, and you should be the adult." Caleb's like
Yeah, that's
23, and you're in your 50 or whatever you are. So be the adult. Somebody told me, so I got to tell you. Sorry, pal.
Yeah, that was
Like,
kind of a weak move.
yeah.
But he was kind of like over explaining it too, and then he almost like try to fall back on that. It was a weird interaction, yes.
Being a head coach, you need to be able to connect with people.
Yes.
You need to be able to connect with players. There's a lot of assistant coaches that just can't do it, but they're good with analysis. They're good with setting up plays. They're good with handling certain things. Head coach,
Yeah.
you have to be personable. You have to connect with the players.
The reason we don't go to the Super Bowl this year is because of our coaching staff.
Yeah.
I don't have any faith in them taking us the whole way.
No, it's a rookie quarterback. First of all, they're not ready. They're not ready. They're not going to be like the Texans last year. They're not going to blow up. You can throw this back in my face at the end. I don't care. Swifties come after me, Kelsey. I don't care. Grown man, I can handle it. You're not happy with HBO, by the way.
No. So I downloaded HBO and signed up for or downloaded the app and
Max,
signed up for
whatever it
HBO just so I can watch this program because it sounds awesome, and I gotta pay. I'm seeing commercials when I watch movies and TV shows. Like, when did Max start having commercials involved with everything?
There's commercials?
Yeah, it's bullshit. I go watch the movie and there's a commercial.
You must have got the worst
HBO
package.
It's bullshit, and the movie and TV selection's kind of shit.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
mean, I just was not happy with what I got out of it. I cannot wait when this season of Hard Knocks is over. Done.
Yeah. Okay.
Not keeping it.
Wow. Enjoy your stock plummet. You're having those basic packages cutting you off.
They don't want me anyways because I've already shared my password with like everyone else. So they're like, I can't wait until Sam cancels this shit.
Look at this. Look at Ira the pirate admitting to pirating cable. Ira, you bastard. No one can stop this. Jewish pirate. So you told me, which I got a real problem with. Tell them about the cursing thing.
Yeah. So there's no cursing in the Bears Hard Knocks because the head director or something like that, I forgot who it was, did not want swearing out of courtesy to the McCaskies.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so blown away by that. I hope this story is true. How much pandering do we need to give the McCaskey family? I'm sorry. They have made billions.
Yeah.
Billions off of gladiator games. Okay? These people giving each other brain injuries and brain cancer, and they're going, we will not stand for an S word, an F word. The C word is right out. By the way, McCaskey family, go into the stands. Stop selling $19 beers. Okay? You're going to hear some cursing. Yeah. Okay? There's going to be problems. There's going to be fights. There's going to be a lot of things you don't want to see.
I've seen a lot of fights in Soldier Field.
Yeah, you've been in several, I'm sure.
Yes. You go to the game with my brother, you get into a fight. But yeah, they're trying to pretend like they're above swearing.
Enough with this family. Enough with these highfalutin crooks. Yeah. Okay? They fell ass backwards into this fucking franchise. Okay? Yeah, I said it. Cancel this show. You sons of bitches. I love it. I love it. We contribute to a game where people get brain cancer.
Yeah. And they're adults. They're not kids. They can swear.
I remember being at a Dolphin game when I was a kid. I was like 12.
Yeah.
And there was this big fight in the stands. Saw a woman get punched right in the face. but we mustn't offend the McCaskies.
Oh my God.
Just punched in the face. Just
so
willy-nilly. Horrific violence in the stands.
Not even on the field, in the stands.
In the stands. Yeah. These people can kiss my ass.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, Hard Knocks is okay. They're going to cut people.
I'm giving you... Yes, watch the show, though.
Yeah, it's a game day show. But I'm not thrilled. I'm not thrilled with a highfalutin McCaskey family. That's all right. I don't need to go back. Did you look at the ticket prices? I'm not going to any of those games this year.
No.
It's like $700 for a decent ticket
for
one.
Well, it's Chicago fans are saying we're going to the Super Bowl. They want to be part of this action, which is fine, but I'm not paying for that.
I got to drink non-alcoholic beer?
Just to pay for a Bears ticket.
Yeah, no. Not on my watch. Not this. This man says no. All right. This show's getting long.
Yeah.
We better do the rest of the news. Sammy, what a great show so far. And it's not over. Sammy, what else is in the news?
Well, Mark Zuckerberg admits to Congress that in 2021 he was pressured by the Biden administration to censor COVID-19 information, including humor and satire.
I can't believe...
No way!
That he admitted to this thing that I've been saying since 2020.
That everybody's known. It's like it's shocking, but it's not.
I loved all the finger pointing at me. Like, you're misinformation, person. They said it. No, they did it to me.
There's no way he did that, and then he admits it.
It just gives credence to, like, the wackos. That you're like, you're just a conspiracy theorist. But then he's saying, like, no, you really weren't. Oh, God. Why isn't anyone honest? Zuckerberg also admitted that they buried the New York Post story about Hunter Biden's laptop so that it could properly be fact-checked. Bullshit. They're like, we need how much time till the election? We need that much time to fact-check this.
We need exactly that much time.
He says he regrets working with the Biden administration. What? now that they're rolling over on him.
You know, he's such a little prick.
He is such a little shit. He stole a company. I mean, from 2 other pricks, or 3 other pricks, but still. Rich, they probably bought that Babe Ruth jersey.
the Winklevoss.
The
Winklevoss.
Yeah, the Winklevoss. They're trying it on and doing weird sex stuff in it. Yeah. He admits his actions appeared to favor the Biden campaign that won the presidency and says he doesn't plan to continue this practice in this election cycle. That's really nice of him.
Yeah, you know what? How thoughtful of him.
Conspiracy to deprive Americans of their First Amendment rights does merit a my bad. My bad, y'all.
That's, you know, he's rich enough he can say, sorry.
And no one cares. The Facebook stock will go through the roof. Doesn't matter. People will be on it. There was a Netflix documentary about like the harms to your children for Facebook.
On social media, yeah, Facebook
The social media, whatever it was called, it was called the social summit. I don't know. I urge people to watch it. I'm like, if you have kids, before you let them on Facebook, you need to let them watch this. There's algorithms that tune into your kids and makes them depressed. There's been like mass suicide from this. They're like, they're gonna figure it out themselves. Yeah. I'm like, to be a parent.
Gotta learn sometime.
Gotta learn sometime. You know what? Why don't you just throw them in like a lion's den at the zoo and be like, look, if they can't get themselves out of the lion's den, are they really worth it?
Survival of the fittest.
Survival of the fittest. All right. Just send them out there. Let it get into their heads, just so you don't have to be a parent. You can go play fucking pickleball or whatever the fuck you do.
It's so true. Pickleball.
Just give them their phones. I have a pickleball game. I'm gonna win. You know what you win at pickleball? You don't win. You get a bad knee.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
it. Yeah,
and your dignity for playing something called pickle.
It's such a shit story because it's just like everybody knew it, and now it's out there, and it's just like how fast the news has already moved on from this. And this should be a big deal, and we've already been like, no, that's okay.
You censor. Oh God, the censoring. And it was humor and satire, and they're like, shut it down.
Yeah. Because
this could lead to people asking questions, and we got to get those shots in the arms, or else, you know, there's going to be a problem. I don't, you know, I know there was a pandemic. I understand. A lot of mistakes were made. Mm-hmm. Okay? But they're coming out now and they're saying we intentionally deceived Americans. Mm-hmm. We censored certain people. We did this on purpose. We pressured businesses to censor, and no one cares. No one cares.
I don't mind the whole, like, we were doing the best we could with the information we had.
Totally.
But then this is just a whole new level.
The science evolved, things got different, but they kept doubling down on the mistakes. Mm-hmm. Okay? To say, hey, if you get the shot, you're not going to have to get another shot. You're going to be free. You're going to live your life. Okay? But when that doesn't happen, come back on and say, listen, the science has evolved. We did not get the data we needed. Yada, yada, yada. And just saying, like, we did what we could. Yeah. Hey, we're fine. I hate getting political. But God damn it. Yeah. Point the finger. I don't care what political side you're on. Point the finger when something wrong happens.
Yeah.
Because these people work for us. Democrats, Republicans, there won't be a third-party candidate ever that's going to succeed. But those people, those two parties work for us. And because we fight, we let them off the hook so they can have their parties and they can do all this stuff and they can shut down the city and party and do drugs and drink and...
Orgies.
Mm-hmm. Orgies all day. You know it's orgies.
You know it.
And there's no discrimination on gender and there's like
no.
Whatever bathroom you want, whatever thing you want to do to my body, treat yourself. We are the upper echelon of humans. So, yeah. Enough of that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. I really attacked pickleball.
Yeah, that was an innocent bystander.
I know!
That's like the most popular recreational sport right now.
Go ahead and do it, but not at the expense of your children on Facebook.
That's true.
Okay?
I get that.
So now I have the moral high ground. All right. This one's hard on me. What else, Sam?
Professional wrestling legend Sid Vicious has passed away from cancer at the age of 63.
I'm not joking when I say I loved Sid Vicious. Mm-hmm. He was terrifying. He was strong. He was... Look at this son of a bitch. Holy cow.
God. No, I mean, like, I always knew wrestling wasn't real growing up, but if I was a wrestler and walked into the ring with this guy,
yeah,
I'd be nervous.
6'9", 320 pounds.
Wow, he was that tall.
6'9".
Jesus.
And just carved out of wood.
I mean, 300 pounds of muscle.
Look at those shoulders.
Jesus.
Look at those traps.
His shoulders are as big as my chest.
He was a monstrous human being.
Man.
My buddy worked for WCW, and he's like, yeah, everybody, most people were cool. He goes, I go, what about Sid Vicious? I love Sid Vicious. He goes, he was kind of legit, like, scary. Like, he would just pace back and forth and talk to himself, and I had to mic him up, we had to, like, do stuff with him, and it was like, you kind of did what you had to do with Sid, and you walked away. I'm like, no kidding. You don't want to piss that man off.
No.
That is a giant man.
Bring him the wrong drink, and he just goes overboard.
Yeah, like in my old age, in my younger age, I would be like, I'm gonna get my 2 cents in a fight. Lord Almighty, somebody like him, I would just be like, yes, sir.
You got it.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked. What a beast of a man. What a beast.
Wow.
His real name is Sid Eudy. He's 63 years old. God damn it.
So
Cancer.
young.
Got apparently in the Wikipedia it said he had the exposure to that Roundup. I don't know.
I don't know with Wikipedia.
We never know.
Yeah,
But
that's still sad.
his first he got discovered by I guess a meeting with Macho Man
Oh, really?
and his brother Lanny Poffo.
That's
Leaping
cool.
Lanny Poffo. Not a great name.
That's a terrible word.
Leaping Lanny.
Mm-hmm.
But they gave him this Lord Humongous character, which was the guy from Mad Max. He had the face mask. He's on my shirt.
Nice.
That's Lord Humongous Premium Gasoline. Later on, he was Sid Justice in the WWF, which was not my favorite character, but he was like the baby face kicking people's asses. And then he was Psycho Sid, which was a little more fun. I always liked Sid Vicious. That was the best one. His name was Sid, and he was a big monster man. Sid Vicious, perfect name. Loved it.
Yeah, it is, and that's like that type of name you think you'd get picked on as a kid. Sid.
Sid.
Like, he was so big.
Yeah,
and everyone's like, cool name, bro.
Yeah, and apparently Sid would miss like pay-per-view matches to go play softball. Swear, love softball. Would walk away from his job and just hit bombs.
Nice.
It's softball.
And they brought him back. He was so big and so scary. They're like, okay, you can come back.
Yeah, had one of the better finishing moves, the power bomb.
Mm-hmm.
When you're 6'9" and you drop the power bomb, that's impressive. He would really work over some people. He had one of the better power bombs. He was a little stiff in the ring. He was still a great big man, though. Yeah. He started off as Lord Humongous, and then he did a few other characters, and then he was in a tag team called the Skyscrapers with Dangerous Dan Spivey. Dan Spivey was another legit tough guy.
Okay.
And then Sid gets hurt, and Dan Spivey has to get in another tag team partner to keep the Skyscrapers going. So he gets in with this guy named Mean Mark Callis.
Okay.
Dangerous Dan, Mean Mark, Leaping Lanny. There was a Jumpin' Jim Brunzell. A lot of alliteration that wasn't all that good. Mean Mark, just like, Surly Steve. Yeah, not that good. But Mean Mark Callis is Mark Calloway. And do you know who Mark Calloway is?
I know that name. Who is Mark Calloway?
The Undertaker.
Oh, wow.
He ended up being The Undertaker. So,
oh, shoot. That's awesome.
So the Skyscrapers ended up spawning arguably one of the best big men
Yeah.
in professional wrestling. So, and Sid was definitely another one of the best big men. I mean, you got to say Andre is the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, some of those big guys. But I love Sid. He was fantastic. Cheers to you and your family, sir. You were wonderful. That's it. Hopefully we got better news next time. I'm sure, Zuckerberg will be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Maybe he has to sell one of his mansions or something.
I mean, I don't wish death on him, but why is Sid dead and Zuckerberg is all healthy?
I do believe Sid brought more to the world than Zuck.
Yeah, yeah. I prefer Sid playing softball than Zuckerberg playing pickleball. You heard it. Controversial. We got to get these views up, man. Controversy. Thanks for watching. Follow us on X. Watch us on Instagram. We're messing around on there. We're having a good time. You want to have a couple of beers with these fellas, right?
Yeah.
Or else we'll just shut it down and you'll never hear from us again. Thanks for watching. We will see you next Wednesday. We're going to post at night. And that is the eve of NFL returning.
Yeah.
Lots more picks. Lots more to do. Sammy's picks returning.
Yep.
We'll have dogs of the week. We're going to have great stuff.
Ooh, I just got nervous.
I know. Yeah, you're going to have to actually do some work. Put your pickle away. Start reading. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.